Hello again, this is Enemy 29 Able coming to you from my knife review bench. And this knife, you may recognise it, you may not. I'm not sure, a little bit unusual, but it's from the company EKA in Sweden. It has wooden handles, I think it's birch or beech handles. These screws here are designed so you can take it out and take the screws out, take the scales off, clean it. It's a lanyard hole in the back here. So the EKA company has been around since 1882. A guy called Helder Hellstrom started the company, but in 1917 they changed the name to Kringsberg Ekabok, something like that anyway, some Swedish name. That's where we get the EKA from. So they made a lot of knives, make a lot of knives still today. So we don't, maybe we're not so familiar with Swedish type knives, though obviously the Moras we're familiar with. This one here just says the thumb nick, and you notice again no pocket clip or something like that, no thumb stud, no quick opening. So opens like this. Effectively it's a back lock. You can see the spring going up there and the tooth will settle back down into the knife blade. So there's the knife blade there. Type of drop point, I suppose you'd say. And interestingly, the knife blade curves away and the handle curves down, so actually when you're holding it, the knife's straight like this. So quite a good design. One of the reviewers I was reading pointed that out. So the blade itself's about 87mm long, and interestingly here you can see that the blade, the sharpened part of the blade, goes back up inside the handle scales just a little bit. Normally you see knives where the sharpened part of the blade starts out here somewhere, so a little bit different in design. I suppose there are reasons for that. Made of Scandvik steel from in Sweden, 12C27 steel and about 57-59 hardness. They seem to recommend that on their website. 2.8mm blade, so it's quite thick, more than ample for most types of work. Overall length, it's a bit over 8 inches, 210mm, so when it's closed, 4.8 inches. Weight, 4.4 ounces, 127 grams. And interesting in this knife, it doesn't have any stamps here for EKA or something like that. Oh, I think I forgot to mention, it's called a Swede 92, sometimes referred to as a Super Swede. And of these EKA knives, this is a 92, you can also get a 9, an 8, a 10, there's a few different knives in this series. Interestingly here, even though it's basically a back lock, there's no operating here. You push down on here and the knife, you can close the knife. So push on the back and it closes. Push in with your thumb, it closes. What I found since I've been having it, push with the base part of my hand, push down on the end there, and I can close it. So the spring itself is quite tight and you need a little bit of, it won't easily close on its own. You won't accidentally bump the end of it and have your knife blade closed. These knives have been around since, this model of knives, since the late 70s or early 80s from what I can read in one of the reviews. And there was one comment they were saying that some of the British forces, the military people, were using this as a knife, a good robust field knife. I'm sure back in the days before we had the idea of tactical knives and the or built like a tank type knives, this was one of the stronger knives around. Coming from Europe, I suppose it was more handy for the British to have them rather than see them in Australia or maybe some other places. So this is my EKA Swede 92, and just as a comparison is my Gerber Gator. So it's a similar in the length, size, that sort of thing. Actually the blade, the cutting edge of the blade is pretty close to the same size, but because it's got this section here, it makes it look a little bit longer compared to the handle. Handle is yeah, pretty close to the same size, but it has this little bit at the back rather than the back lock of the Gerber. So built in the same era. Of course, the Gerber, no pocket knife. I reviewed this one a while back, so very interesting. In some respects I actually like the EKA, the EKA Swede, a bit better. It just seems to fit my hand better. See, there's plenty of handle space there on my knife. But the Gerber's good too, some handle space at the back, fits in. So interesting designs. Very happy to have bought my EKA Swede 92 folding knife. The Sandman Twin Enable. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay prepared, be ready, be alert, and endure to the end. Leave a comment, like, subscribe if you like. Goodbye for now.